Some scenes may be too intense for young sidekicks. Viewer discretion is advised.
DC Comics are filled with awesome superhero versus supervillain battles, but they also have strange, creepy, chill-you-to-the-bone type tales that are perfect to read on a cold, dark night. Here are the top 10 scariest DC and Vertigo stories of all time.
When an Aquaman story opens with a man digging up a coffin in a graveyard, you know you're about to ride the creepy wave. After a boat's crew mysteriously disappears, Aquaman and Etrigan team up with the sole survivor to investigate. What they find is an army of the dead and a horrifying red octopus monster that'll make you never want to dip a toe in the ocean again.
Phantom Stranger finds himself tied to a cross-like tree with barbed wire amid the fiery seas of hell in our number 9. The tale features evil vultures, ghastly demons, and plenty of other creepy creatures. But the most disturbing sight is Phantom Stranger's wife and children naked, glassy-eyed, and stripped of their humanity. After reading this story, you'll want to hold your loved ones extra close.
Our number 8 scary story begins with a man in black holding Bruce Wayne's skull. Blackest Night digs up all the dead heroes and villains of the DC universe and resurrects them as oozing, foul-tempered zombies. The darkness from the beginning of the universe wants to snuff out all the light, and its legion of Black Lanterns, exquisitely drawn by Ivan Reis, are just evil enough to do it. Plus, any story that can make elongated man terrifying deserves a spot on this list.
We could probably make an entire list of scary stories just from Neil Gaiman's run on Sandman, but issue number 3, Dream a Little Dream of Me, is particularly haunting. Sandman is searching for his pouch of magical sand and finds that Constantine's ex-girlfriend Rachel has been using the sand as a drug. They find her locked in a house lined from floor to ceiling with human remains and terrifying dream creatures. When they finally get to Rachel, she's a shell of a person, ravaged by her extended drug trip. It's like the requiem for a dream of comics.
6th on the list is the All in the Family story arc from Preacher, which proves that the worst monsters are humans. Jesse and Tulip are kidnapped by Jesse's cruel grandmother and cold-blooded cousins. Over the course of the story, we learn how the Custer family's obsessive and brutal devotion to their twisted idea of religion destroyed Jesse's mother and father and nearly broke Jesse as a child. Not even Jesse's power of the word can help them, as this family enacts their brand of backwoods justice. It's Preacher at its most bittersweet and terrifying, and we'll never forget it.
Our number 5 is a classic Alan Moore and Stephen Bissette tale where Swamp Thing travels into the depths of hell to free Abigail's soul. With the Phantom Stranger as his guide, Swamp Thing descends into the ever more unsettling layers of the afterlife. The hallucinatory and untrustworthy landscape of torment is filled with dark characters and an encounter with Anton Arcane that will chill you to the bone. Luckily, Swamp Thing escapes with Abigail's soul in the end, but the images of the underworld will linger in the back of your mind for weeks.
In his 1991 Kid Eternity miniseries, writer Grant Morrison spotlights a chaotic journey into madness that will make you question reality. Morrison's storytelling is so fast that sometimes you forget where you are, and Duncan Fegredo's hauntingly painted artwork is what nightmares are made of. Paired together, the story and the art will leave you feeling frightfully uneasy. It's not surprising that Kid Eternity is one of the precursors that led to DC's Vertigo imprint for mature readers.
Arkham Asylum reminds us just how terrifying Batman's world can be, which is why it's our number 3. Dave McKean's gorgeously disturbing art brings to life Grant Morrison's tale of the Dark Knight locked in the asylum with his deadliest foes. But the scariest part? The Joker doesn't just want to kill Batman, he wants to drive him insane, proving that he belongs in Arkham just as much as his enemies. Add in the creepy backstory of Amadeus Arkham, and this is the most bone-chilling Batman story ever.
2nd on the list is the Hellblazer story Newcastle: A Taste of Things to Come. John Constantine and his band show up to a deserted club to find a pile of mutilated bodies, victims of a terror elemental. The sole survivor is a little girl. Arrogantly believing that they must fight fire with fire, Constantine summons a demon of his own. The creature defeats the elemental, but reveals that Constantine's crude practicing is not nearly enough to control it. The demon curses John and his bandmates before taking the very girl Constantine was trying to save as payment. The moral of the story? Never, ever ever make a deal with the demon, even if you're the Hellblazer.
Our scariest DC Vertigo story of all time is 24 hours from the pages of Neil Gaiman's The Sandman. Morpheus doesn't even appear until the final page, which is unfortunate for the doomed patrons of the All-Night Diner, when Dr. Destiny, in possession of Sandman's amulet, takes over the minds of the people inside. The reader is a fly on the wall as Dr. Destiny tears this group of innocent people apart piece by piece until nothing is left. Soon they're revealing hideous personal secrets, inflicting immense physical pain on themselves, and even murdering one another. It's so scary, we can't forget it decades later.